Okay, so now we need to get our total children that we've collected based on our census tracts in our neighborhood into our map. So here is how we're going to do this. First, we're going to go to File, and we're going to download. Again, we're going to download this as a CSV. Then we're going to double click and open it up. And now that we're in the CSV, if you notice, our census tracts have actually shifted to the right, the same as total children. So when the numbers are shifted to the right, it means that the spreadsheet is actually looking at these numbers as being numeric and not names. When in actual fact, the census tract is an actual name. It's a numeric name, even though it's a number. So spreadsheets are not very good at identifying that. So we're going to force that identification so that we can move forward. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to do File, Save As. We're going to go into our Jessica's Love folder. And we're actually going to save this as children. And then we're not going to save it as a CSV file. We're actually going to choose to save this as an Excel workbook. Okay? And when we do this and hit save, I've already did this once, so we'll just hit OK. I'll call this Children 2. So when you save it, it's going to open it up in Excel. So that's what we're looking at. And then what we're going to do here is we're actually going to highlight column A, right mouse click, and go to Format Cells. And we are going to tell all of column A to treat that data as a text. And when we hit OK, you'll notice it all shifts to the left. Once we've done that, we can then hit the Save button and save our data. So now we're going to bring this data into ArcMap. So we exit out of Excel and we open up our map. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add that data to our map. So we're going to click Add. And then we're going to add our children data to the map. So we want to make sure that we're adding the XLS. So it's the Children XLS file we want, because that's the Excel file. So we're going to add it. It's going to open up the children sheet. We're going to add that. So now we have it on our map. Of course, we can't see it until we tell it to do something, but we're going to open it, and we're going to make sure that our census tracts are left justified and our data is right. So this is numeric, this is text, and that looks fantastic. Close that. So now I'm going to open up my census tracts and open up my attribute table. And I've got my census tracts, which are right here. And I'm now going to join my children data into my census tracts. So the way I do this is I click Table Options. I go to Joins and Relates. I hit Join. The first option here is what do they have in common? Well, they have name 10 in common. That's this one. Make sure I'm looking at my children data, and automatically it knows the only thing they have in common is the census tracts. So then I'm going to hit OK, and you'll notice over here that I have my census tracts. If you end up with 1 or 2 nulls, that's okay. Let me know and we'll make sure that it's not a data issue. Sometimes those census tracts actually don't have any data in them. So this looks great. So now I can close this. And now I can actually symbolize my data by children now. So I can go to Symbology, Quantities. I can choose my total children. I can choose my color scheme that maybe I want to symbolize by. Of course, I don't want any decimals. Apply. Okay, and now I can actually see the areas that have a high concentration or high numbers of children. And at this point, I will save my map.